I worked the front desk at a Munich hotel. An American checked in and asked where the ice machine was. I explained we don't have ice machines in Germany. He stared at me like I'd said we don't have electricity. What do you mean you don't have ice machines? How do you keep drinks cold? I told him we use refrigerators. He shook his head. No, I mean for like a glass of water. With ice cubes. I explained Germans don't typically put ice in water. He leaned across the desk. So what do you do in summer? I said we drink cold water from the fridge. He looked genuinely concerned. But it's not the same. The ice dilutes it at the perfect rate. He asked if there was an American hotel nearby. I told him this was the American chain he'd booked. He requested a different room, one closer to America. I gave him the same floor, different side. He thanked me, satisfied. My coworker at a Berlin cafe watched an American photograph the bathroom. She asked if everything was okay. He said he was documenting European efficiency. She asked what he meant. He explained that American toilets use wasteful water amounts, while ours were clearly designed better. She thanked him. He asked how much water they saved. She had no idea. He estimated it at 40%, said he'd calculated it based on flush sound. He took 17 photos, posted them on an architecture blog, tagged it German Engineering Excellence. It was a standard IKEA toilet. Working in German hospitality, you see patterns. Americans arrive expecting one Germany. Find another, then confidently explain why. They're right anyway. If you're already noticing the deeper pattern behind these stories, the clash between assumptions and reality, this is the exact level of analysis I break down every week. If that distinction matters to you, subscribe so these insights actually reach you. I manage a restaurant in Hamburg. An American couple sat down and immediately started reading the menu aloud to each other. After 10 minutes, the woman flagged me over. "Excuse me, nobody's taken our drink order." Explained I was waiting for them to finish reviewing the menu, which is standard in Germany. She looked confused, but we need water first. To decide what we want, I offered to bring water. She said, "No, someone should have brought it already. We've been sitting here forever." I apologized and brought water. She examined the glasses. "These aren't full." I explained this is a normal pour in Germany. Her husband jumped in. "In America, we get free refills. Unlimited water. It's about hospitality." I told him refills are available. Just ask. He crossed his arms. "We shouldn't have to ask. It should be automatic. That's the point of service." The woman asked if this was a language barrier issue. I told her my English was fine. She suggested I might not understand American dining culture. We tip based on attentiveness. No refills means no tip. It left me 50 cents on a €60 bill. The comment card said, "Service exists in America for a reason. Moments like this are exactly why I track these cultural misfires full-time." Most people notice the surface, but the deeper mechanics, almost nobody breaks them down. If you want the kind of clarity most travelers never get, subscribe and stay inside the loop. My friend works at a Frankfurt hotel. An American asked for the concierge. My friend said she could help. He said no, he needed the actual concierge, someone with authority. She explained she was the concierge. He squinted at her name tag. "But you're at the front desk." She said German hotels often combine roles. He insisted on speaking to her supervisor. Her supervisor confirmed she was indeed the concierge. The American looked betrayed. "Then why were you checking people in?" She explained efficiency. He shook his head slowly. "In America, concierges have their own desk, usually marble. Sometimes they wear special pins." He asked if German hotels were understaffed. She said no, just structured differently. He pulled out his phone, showed her a photo of a Las Vegas hotel lobby. "This is what service looks like. See the separate stations?" She nodded politely. He zoomed in on a brass desk plaque reading Concierge, said, "Details matter." He left a TripAdvisor review, warning others about Germany's confusion about hospitality roles. I bartended in Cologne. An American ordered a beer and asked for a water. I brought both. He pushed the water back. I meant a water with the beer. Together, in the same glass. I stared at him. He elaborated. You pour the water in the beer. Cuts the alcohol, keeps you hydrated. It's called pacing. I told him that would ruin the beer. He said Americans do it all the time at baseball games. I asked if he meant beer mixed with water as a drink. He said yes, beer water. Standard practice. I refused. He offered to do it himself. I said, please don't. He did it anyway, slowly pouring water into a cliche while maintaining eye contact. Said, now it's drinkable, told the next customer about his life hack. That customer was a brewer. They had a 15-minute argument about beer chemistry. The Americans stood firm. Hydration is science. He left and posted about Germany's gatekeeping around beer customs. 3 people corrected him. He argued with all 3. I sell train tickets in Stuttgart. An American asked for a ticket to Berlin. I quoted the price. He laughed. No, I want a regular ticket, not first class. He repeated the price back to me slowly. For one person, one way? I said yes. He pulled out his phone, showed me an Amtrak screenshot. See, America does it cheaper? Your train system is broken. I explained German trains are faster, more frequent, and more reliable. He dismissed this. Speed doesn't matter if nobody can afford it. This is why America invented cars. I told him Germany also has cars. He said, yeah, but you're forced to use trains because gas is expensive. That's socialism. He asked if there was a budget option, like Greyhound. I mentioned Flixbus. He perked up. Now that's capitalism working. He bought a bus ticket, then complained it took 8 hours. Left a Google review, saying trains were artificially expensive to push a green agenda. He'd never taken the train. My sister works at a pharmacy in Dusseldorf. An American brought in a prescription from his doctor back home. She explained she couldn't fill American prescriptions. He held it up. It's in English. You can read it, she said. That wasn't the issue. German pharmacies need German prescriptions. He tapped the paper. But it's from a doctor. A medical doctor. That's universal. She suggested he see a German doctor. He refused. I already paid for this appointment. I'm not paying again just because of borders. He asked if she was rejecting it due to insurance. She said no, due to law. He asked whose law? She said Germany's. He asked why German law applied to American medicine. She repeated that he needed a German prescription. He asked for the manager. The manager repeated the same thing. He asked for corporate. She explained it was an independent pharmacy. He accused them of discriminating against American healthcare. Said he'd report them to the embassy. They gave him the embassy's number. He never called, but he did write to the pharmacy board. They sent a form letter explaining prescription laws. He posted it online as evidence of European bureaucracy. I work at a Munich post office. An American wanted to mail a package to Iowa. I weighed it and gave him the price. He set down a $50 bill. I told him we only take euros. He said dollars were fine. I said no, only euros. He insisted dollars were stronger. Germany takes dollars everywhere. I used them yesterday. Said maybe at tourist shops, not the post office. He argued the post office was a government service and governments accept any currency. I explained that's not how international mail works. He asked if I had change for the 50. I repeated we don't take dollars at all. He acted like I was being difficult on purpose. Fine. What's the exchange rate here? I told him post offices don't exchange currency. He looked around. Then why is there a money order section? I explained that's for euro money orders. He left to find an ATM, came back furious. Said the ATM charged him a €3 fee. Asked why Germany made it so hard to mail things. I reminded him he'd tried to pay with foreign currency. He asked if this would happen at every German business. I said most places take only euros. Yes. He called it anti-tourist. His package arrived in Iowa 6 days later. He left a review praising American postal efficiency. I work guest services at Neuschwanstein Castle. An American asked why we built it so far from town. I said it was built in the 1800s. He cut me off. No, I mean, why did you pick this location? It's inconvenient. I explained King Ludwig chose it for the views and seclusion. He shook his head. But there's no parking lot at the base. We had to walk uphill. I mentioned the shuttle bus option. He said he shouldn't need a shuttle for a tourist attraction. In America, we build parking at the site. It's called planning. I told him the castle was built before cars existed. He paused. Okay, but you could add parking now. People have been visiting for years. Someone should have thought of this. I explained it's a historic landmark in a protected area. He suggested a gondola system, like at ski resorts. Straight to the top. You'd make millions. I said that would damage the historic integrity. He asked who cared more about integrity than accessibility. I said UNESCO. He asked what that was. I explained it's the organization that protects World Heritage Sites. He said, so unelected bureaucrats decide where Germans can build parking? I clarified it was an international body. He said that was worse. He spent 20 minutes pitching his gondola idea to other tourists. Mentioned he had hospitality management experience. Someone pointed out the view would be ruined. He said views change anyway. That's how tourism evolves. He took a photo of the uphill path. Posted it with Europe's war on convenience. Got 40 likes. Someone tagged the Bavarian Tourism Board. They didn't respond. He considered it proof he was right. Working here, you learn something important. Americans don't panic because Germany is confusing. They panic because they arrive expecting Germany to make sense like America makes sense. When it doesn't, they don't question their assumptions. They question Germany next time. We'll talk about the American who tried to tips in a country that includes service charges and the chaos that followed. You won't believe what he did with the receipt.